Hey guys, today I will be replacing the wheel hubs on a 2012 Kia Forte. So my issue is when I drive, when it gets above maybe 20-30 miles per hour, the rear wheels have like a weird humming sound. It kind of comes and goes with every rotation of the tire, and the faster I go, the more frequent it kind of happens. It's kind of like woo, 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 with the speed of the car. So usually the culprit of that is a bad bearing. But some cars you could buy the bearing separate. Some of them will only be sold as a set of a wheel hub. The Kia has both, but it's a lot easier to replace the whole wheel hub rather than push out a bearing. Although I have tools to do the bearing job, and I would have saved myself 50 bucks, but it's just that much more difficult to push it out and then push it back in. I figured whatever, I'll pay $50 extra and just replace a whole wheel hub. This is what the new part looks like. I have done this job more often than I would like, but thankfully it's not a super difficult job and it doesn't take too terribly long. So I am going to start with the left side of the car in the rear, hoping that that's the side that's giving me the problem, just so that I don't have to do any extra work if it's unnecessary. To start, we'll need to take the tire off, so I'm going to loosen the lug nuts, then I'm going to raise the car, take them off, and put this tire to the side. That's a good sign. Right here, right here. They look to be the same, hidden behind this rotor. So next step is to take off the brake pads and caliper, which we will do from the back. So we'll need to take this one off and this one off. They're 14 millimeter, and mine broke fairly loose fairly quickly and fairly easily. So we're gonna do that. And then this should slide right off. And you can check your brake pads while you're in here. These are probably halfway through. They haven't been giving me a hard time, but since you're in here, might as well take a good look at them. Next to remove are these two. They are super close to the previous ones, but they are a little bit longer. Now this whole assembly will just come right out. I'm not going to mess with the pads. I'll just set it to the side right here. And this exposes the rotor. With the Phillips head, I'm going to unscrew these. There's one. And two. This is my favorite part on a job like this, either replacing rotors or wheel hubs. No, not really. So what you need to do to take this off is, with a rubber mallet, if you're replacing the rotor, you could use a hammer and just go wild. The point is to get this off. If you're not, you want to be kind of gentle, not to damage the rotor itself. So I put some PB Blaster around, hopefully kind of break through the rust that you guys see around this rim right here. This could take a little while. After a few solid hits, you see how it's starting to move? So I'm gonna continue banging it until the rotor comes off. There we go. Easier than I thought it would be. And this is the part we will be replacing. In order to get this to come out, we'll have to undo these two from the back. These two nuts on the back are also 14 millimeter, so it makes it that much easier, but you'll need an extended 14 millimeter. Now we'll need to take off the sensor. So this is the sensor in the back, and it's actually a slightly weird system the way you need to take off the sensor. So you see this metal bracket. It basically, there we go. See how it goes in right there? So take a screwdriver or like something like this. And then pull it out. Once you pull this out, the sensor itself will just slide off. It is super easy. Just like that. We'll set this to the side. The last two that we need to remove are these two bolts, which there is one and the other one is on this side. They are also 14 millimeter. So this whole system, rotor, brake pads, and the hub is 14 millimeter. Once you take all of those off, see this bracket right here, this metal bracket, that will come off. And this is what it looks like. The final piece we need to remove is this bolt right here. It's a 12 millimeter. Put it to the side. All right guys, here's the update. I really struggled with this by myself. And then it happened that my brother came over with dad. And I was like, yo, 3 heads is better than 1. So what happened was we positioned it exactly like this, and then with the hammer, hit this side, then this side, then this side, then this side, and it literally dropped down. So it seems like the edges right here rusted on, and it was a little bit harder to take off, but same idea as the rotor. So now we're going to put the new one in. I don't know where they are. I apologize for not completing the video in the sense of showing you guys exactly the steps we took to put it back. It started to rain, it was cold, it was dark. I just wanted to get the job done. But a few things to kind of keep in mind. When you put it back together, do not forget this bracket right here. Put that back in there, and do not forget to connect the sensor again. Everything else is very straightforward. The job was fairly easy aside from, you know, the rust issues that usually happen with this type of job. Wanted to say thank you for watching. If you guys have any questions, please leave them in the comment section below, and I will see you guys in another video. Take care.